Today I've got all the updates from Japan for you. How to check the busiest times on the Tokyo Metro, updates to customs procedures and visas, where you can have a beer in this beautiful Japanese garden, and lots more. I'm Amy from Cakes with Faces, and this is Japan Travel News. First up is new attractions. There's a new Sanrio themed hotel in Tokyo, but not one you can stay in. It's an immersive experience themed like a hotel with Sanrio themed rooms that you can play in and take photos. It was in Korea and now it's in Tokyo from the 15th of July until the end of May 2027. It's called the Hotel Floria. You check in and get your room key, then there's 11 themed areas to explore, including a garden, a ballroom, rooms for My Melody, Hello Kitty and Kuromi, and a pink beach with real sand. It's in Shinjuku in Tokyo in the Tokyu Kabukicho Tower, which is really close to Shinjuku Station. A new 24-hour sauna is opening in Yokohama on the 6th of July. It's called Sauna Resort and Spa Blue Ocean. It's not a traditional Japanese bath experience, but it does look unique. There's projection mapping to make it atmospheric. One of the saunas is a relaxing forest in the daytime and a twilight Japanese garden or temple at night. There's a plunge pool with projections on the water, a sea of clouds hot stone bath, a manga library, and lots of areas to relax. There's one that seemed like business class on a plane, which is probably the last thing you want, having just spent hours on a plane to get to Japan. It's only 5 minutes walk from Shin Yokohama Station, which is the Shinkansen station, and it is adults only, no under 15s. We have an opening date for San X Paradise at Fuji-Q Highland, a theme park not too far from Tokyo. It's themed like San X characters like Rilakkuma and Sumikko Gurashi. It's very kawaii. It opens on the 1st of August. There's a rocking pirate ship type ride themed like Rilakuma's Sweets Buffet boat, a Sumikko Gurashi balloon cupcake ride, a photo studio with meet and greets, and a very pastel kawaii restaurant, plus lots of cute merch, of course. It's a new area within Fuji-Q Highland theme park, so it's included with your entrance ticket. The amphibious bus near Mount Fuji is now running again with 2 new open-topped vehicles. First, you take a drive through the forest, then it goes into the lake and becomes a boat, hopefully with views of Mount Fuji, although of course that's never guaranteed. It is often covered by clouds. It's called Yamanakako no Kaba. Kaba means hippo. Look how cute the seats are inside. It's on Lake Yamanakako, which is one of the Fuji 5 lakes. There is an English audio guide included and 4 other languages. Once before on Japan News, we had a sleepover where plushies could spend the night at a museum. There's also a package from Toyoku Inn hotels where you can bring your plushie with you, and for an extra 300 yen, they get their own miniature bed and pyjamas, which come in 2 different sizes. And now there's a shrine to plushies in Japan. Shrines are often about expressing gratitude. For example, there are ceremonies where people give thanks to old needles and pens that don't work anymore, and this shrine's all about expressing gratitude for your plushie friend and all the years of happiness and comfort they brought you. They can even have ceremonies for when your plushie reaches the end of their life. Now, I don't know if that could ever happen. Doesn't everyone have 1 or 2 well-loved mangy old toys from when you were tiny? The shrine has a teddy bear window and ears on the torii gate, but it is a proper Shinto shrine. Just like shrine maidens and staff, this shrine has its own plushie residence. There's a peach fairy called Milda, a frog caretaker, and this bear called King Pufty. It's called Nuigurumi Jinja, which means plush toy shrine. It was created in collaboration with a company that runs a plushie hospital in Osaka, which is basically a repair service. Unfortunately, it is quite remote. From Kyoto Station, you'd need to take 2 trains and 2 buses and then walk for a total of a 3-hour journey, or drive 1 hour 40 minutes. So it's unlikely you'd go, but I think it's fun to hear about these places anyway. Also for plushies, a hotel in Yokohama has a plan to stay with your favourite plushie and have a photo shoot. The room comes with props and costumes to dress them up and take photos. There's a choice of rooms in 7 colours of the rainbow to match their colour scheme. That's at the Shin Yokohama Prince Hotel until the end of March 2027. This summer there'll be some rides at Gala Yuzawa, which is a ski resort in Niigata Prefecture. Obviously, no one goes skiing in the summer, so for a few months it's becoming Gala Yuzawa Mountain Field, a mini theme park. There's a panorama coaster, which is Japan's longest mountain coaster. It's gravity powered, and a panorama seesaw, Japan's first electric seesaw. Both have views of the mountains at Echigo Yuzawa. That's on from the 18th of July to the 23rd of September. They also have mountain carts, a gondola so you can enjoy the views, an onsen and swimming pool. Sanrio Harmonyland is expanding. As well as Sanrio Pureland near Tokyo, there's also Sanrio Harmonyland, which is an open-air theme park in Kyushu. They've bought more land so it can grow to 5 times its current size. They plan to add a hotel and completely renovate the park to make it into more of a resort. This is going to take over 10 years, so if you're still saving up for your Japan trip in years to come, this could be one for you. Next year, there'll be a new roller coaster at Huis Ten Bosch theme park in Kyushu in Nagasaki Prefecture. It's a theme park themed like the Netherlands. There aren't many details yet. It looks like it'll be quite a big thrill ride with views over the European-style streets of the park. At the moment, the park's more about theming and 4D style experiences than thrill rides, so it's interesting they're taking a slightly different direction. In Yanagawa, they're building a new boarding area for the boat rides right outside the station. Very convenient. Yanagawa is one of several places they call the Venice of Japan. I went there on a day trip from Fukuoka and it is lovely. It's a relaxing boat trip through a series of waterways that includes what used to be the moat of the castle. I've got a video about it in my Kyushu playlist. They're building a new and quite modern facility that's opening this autumn, so you can come straight out of Nishitetsu Yanagawa station directly onto a boat with no time wasted. Next is serious travel news. The customs procedures when you enter Japan will be fully digital by 2030. That means you'll have to use Visit Japan Web and get a QR code. At the moment, you have the option of doing the forms online on Visit Japan Web or the old paper forms, but you'll have to do them online by 2030. At the moment, it's about half and half. I would recommend doing Visit Japan Web and getting it sorted before you go, just because it's easier when you arrive in Japan after a long haul flight. It's a website where you enter your details, then the details of your trip, and you get a QR code for each person to scan when you arrive. It's usually quicker and easier because I know I'm never feeling too sharp after 14 hours on a plane. Next, I've got 3 price increases for you. The first is departure tax. As of the 1st of July, it's increased from 1,000 yen to 3,000 yen. While that is 3 times what it was before, it's still not that much. You pay it together with all the other taxes when you book your flight, so you don't need to worry about it or do anything extra. And it's not just for foreign tourists. Residents of Japan have to pay it too if they book a flight out of Japan. Visa charges have also increased from the 1st of July. Single entry visas have gone up from 3,000 yen to 15,000 yen, and multiple entry visas have gone up from 6,000 yen to 30,000 yen. The new prices are for applications submitted after the 1st of July, so if you've already got your visa sorted, there's no change. I don't know too much about visas because thankfully the UK is one of the 74 countries that has a visa exemption agreement with Japan that also includes the USA, Canada and Australia. If you're from one of those countries, you don't have to do anything. Otherwise, I'd recommend checking the official advice from Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The third price increase is to do with flights. ANA and Japan Airlines are both increasing their fuel surcharge. Again, they're part of the taxes you pay when you book your flight, so you probably don't even know you're paying them. Because of the cost of fuel and the whole world situation at the moment, they're having to increase the charge. The cost depends on where you're flying from. For the USA and Europe, it's going up from $351 to $441. You pay when you book your flight. And those prices are until the 31st of August, so after that, who knows what will happen. Earlier this year, the rules for Airbnb were tightened in Kyoto. It was in Japan News back in February. And now they're being tightened a little bit more, and it's possible to ban them in certain areas, not just in Kyoto, but all around Japan. Since 2018, Airbnbs and other short-term rentals could only be rented out for a maximum of 180 days per year. Local governments could make that limit even shorter, but until now, they've always said that a limit of 0 days per year is inappropriate. But now that's been reversed, so local governments now have the power to ban them in certain areas. It's also possible for the area to require owners to install sound level meters and cameras outside at all Airbnbs in that area. The reason is because of complaints about noise, because walls in Japanese apartments can be paper thin, and rubbish dumping. Rules about waste and recycling in Japan can be quite complex. I know a lot of people who move there struggle with them, let alone if you're there for just a week. And because Japanese culture is all about community and harmony and everyone getting along, you can see why it might not be popular to have outsiders constantly coming and going who don't know all the rules of the community. I know a lot of people like Airbnb and have good experiences, but personally I'd recommend a hotel at least for your first trip, because you have the front desk there to help you, especially if you need to call anyone or make reservations. You've got good aircon and soundproofing, and you know you're not bothering anyone in the local community. Next is food and restaurants, but first a reminder that if you find my videos useful, every order on cakeswithfaces.co.uk helps support my channel. As well as my Japan guidebook and things to help you plan your Japan trip, I also design t-shirts and gifts. I send every order with a handwritten thank you card, so if you're ordering a present for someone, just let me know. Now back to Japan news. Yukimi Daifuku is a Japanese snack made of ice cream wrapped in soft, stretchy mochi. There's a pop-up shop in Tokyo in Nakameguro where you can make your own custom Yukimi Daifuku until the 23rd of September. I love these from the convenience store, and the fresh version of anything is always better, so these would be great to try. You can choose your flavour of ice cream, add a sauce or red bean paste, and a topping like cocoa powder or matcha. You do need a reservation. You can book online 6 days before you go. The shop's called My Yukimi Daifuku. Fugetsuro is a historic Japanese restaurant in Shizuoka City, which is about an hour from Tokyo on the Shinkansen. It's a gorgeous old building. A shogun used to live there, and people have weddings there. That's how nice it is. I also like the name Fugetsuro. It makes you think, forget your troubles. The restaurant is quite exclusive, but for the summer, they've opened up the garden as a beer garden. There's no entry fee and no reservations, and it's right by Shizuoka Station, so you can go along and enjoy a few drinks in this gorgeous Japanese garden. A new restaurant will be opening this autumn at the Nintendo Museum in Uji near Kyoto. It's called Super Family Restaurant. There aren't many details yet, but is it just me, or could this be more fun? Maybe it's not the vibe they're going for, but I'd have hoped it would be more like Kinopio's cafe at Universal. Now I feel like I have to make a public service announcement. You can get a Pompom Purin bento box at Shin Osaka Station. That's the Shinkansen station in Osaka. How cute is that? It's an ekiben, which is a fancy bento lunchbox you can get at Shinkansen stations. They are regional. This one's from Okayama, but you can get it at Shin Osaka Station at Tabi Bento Ekiben Nigiwai. I don't know if it's just for a limited time, but it's there now. There's also a Kuromi bento box, and I'm going to have to get one of these Shinkansen bento boxes one day. Next, I've got some theme cafes for you. There's a Suriko Penguin buffet at the Hotel Metropolitan Ikebukuro in Tokyo. I don't know why it's only on for 3 days in August. They could continue it all summer long, but that hotel often has Suriko Penguin collabs and cakes in their bakery. Kura Sushi has a collab with Snoopy with special decorations in store and lots of small gifts. And I have a list of lots more pop-up theme cafes on cakeswithfaces.co.uk in the blog section. Important news, there's now curry pan at Coco Curry, my favourite Japanese curry chain restaurant in Japan. Curry pan is like a savoury donut with curry sauce inside. It's one of Phil's favourites, and now there's a Coco Curry version. You can get it for takeaway, and for all the family chiki fans, there's also fried chicken called Coco de Chicken. There's a new cafe at the Tokyo Skytree called Up Café, which makes sense as it's at the base of the tower. There's an outside terrace with grass to lay on so you can look up and enjoy the view, and a photo stand so you can get the perfect picture. They have drinks and these Skytree crepes. In the evenings, it's adults only. Next is events. First, I've got a couple of stamp rallies for you. There are often Pokemon events in Yokohama, and there's a Pokemon Sleep event from the 17th of July to the 23rd of August. There'll be a giant Snorlax in Landmark Plaza shopping mall, a stamp rally, a giant gachapon machine, a pop-up shop, and a themed drink stand. The next two aren't so Japanese. There's a Peter Rabbit stamp rally also in Yokohama until the end of August. Look out for Peter Rabbit decorations around Motomachi Shopping Street. There's a Curious George stamp rally on Hankyu Railways, which connects Kyoto, Osaka and Kobe from the end of July until February 2027. And if you're hiring a car, you could do this other Pokemon stamp rally at 234 rest stops until the end of September. That's a lot of stamps to collect. Next, you can be surrounded by stars this summer at an event in Yokohama at the Red Brick Warehouse. It's an immersive show on the walls all around you with music. That's on throughout August. Sunflowers are in bloom from mid-July until the end of August in Japan, just like I drew for my calendar this month. They're some of my favourite flowers. There are some huge sunflower fields, like Hokuryu Sunflower Village in Hokkaido, which also has a sunflower maze. There are also smaller displays in the city. In Nagoya, there's one on the rooftop garden of Dai Nagoya Building. In Tokyo, the observation deck in Ikebukuro in Sunshine City will be filled with sunflowers, and in Osaka, Namba Walk will have sunflowers and San X characters. Super cute. The biggest festival this month is Tanabata. It's a major summer festival all around Japan with colourful paper streamers and bamboo trees that you hang your wishes on. It's on the 7th of July, but there are festivities in the run-up to it, so check what's on. Some places use the lunar calendar and celebrate it in August, including Sendai, which is one of the biggest and most famous Tanabata festivals. And Japanese festivals throughout the year are all on my calendar. If you join my email newsletter, I'll send you a link when pre-orders open. Next is train news. JR East, that runs the Yamanote line in Tokyo and trains in this area of Japan, are changing their tickets in spring 2027. Instead of the tiny paper tickets with magnetic strips, there'll be larger tickets with QR codes. So instead of inserting your ticket at the ticket gates, you'll just scan a QR code on the reader. The tickets will be slightly larger to make them easier to scan. The old tickets were tiny. The new tickets will be easier to recycle without the magnetic strips, and I'm guessing one day as we move more towards mobile tickets and QR codes, the ticket gates will just have readers on top and won't have all the mechanisms inside to insert tickets anymore. Of course, most people just use IC cards anyway, or day passes, just because it's easier. There's only been a couple of occasions when I've bought individual tickets in Japan. There's a new type of premium seat on the Shinkansen from October. It's even better than Grand Class. It's called Supreme Class on the Tokaido Sanyo Shinkansen that runs from Tokyo through Kyoto and Osaka to Fukuoka. You get your own private compartment for 1 or 2 people. It has a lockable door and you get free food and drinks. It looks very comfortable. The price for the individual cabin will be from 60,000 yen for a trip from Tokyo to Osaka, and for the 2-person cabin it'll be from 40,000 yen per person. For reference, a standard ticket on that trip would be just over a third the price of the 2-person cabin. There'll also be semi-private seats introduced in fiscal year 2027, which starts next year. There's no price for them yet. There's another new night train. Could this be the start of a new trend? It's called the Luna Azul, from the Spanish for blue moon. It's also a nod to Japan's blue blue sleeper trains that ran from the 50s to the 70s before they were replaced by the bullet train. The Luna Azul starts running in spring 2027. From spring to autumn, it'll run from Tokyo to Aomori in North Japan, and in winter it'll be a daytime train from Tokyo to Kusatsu Onsen. It'll be a luxury train with all green car seats, that's first class, that recline fully, as well as private rooms and a lounge. Very nice. Next, I've got some themed trains for you. Kiki and Lala are back on the Tokyo monorail that goes to Haneda Airport. I was lucky to catch this when it was around before, and it made leaving Japan a little bit more kawaii. Not every train on the monorail is themed, but you might be lucky to catch it. Now, I don't know if Doraemon is really that popular outside Japan, but there's a Doraemon themed Shinkansen between Tokyo and Osaka until the end of September. Next, we have news of Dr. Yellow's final retirement. There's just one Dr. Yellow train left on the line between Tokyo and Fukuoka. Dr. Yellow is a special train that's used to check the track. If you see it, it's supposed to be good luck. The last one will be retiring in January 2027. Dr. Yellow's technology will be incorporated into regular Shinkansen trains, so they won't need a special train to monitor the tracks anymore. They're not announcing an exact date for the final run. I'm guessing because it might get too crazy at the station with all the train otaku crowding in to say goodbye. But there will be a very exclusive ticket to go on Dr. Yellow this month for only 8 passengers each way that costs 550,000 yen. And for the rest of us, look out for special Dr. Yellow final run merch, like this bento box and these plushies that I think would make really good sofa cushions. Now, if you want to avoid crowds on the Tokyo Metro, there's a new website to check when the busiest times are. It's called Metro Crowd Navi. If you're someone who's uncomfortable in busy places, this is actually really useful. You choose the line, and whether it's a weekend or a weekday, and it's colour-coded showing you the busiest times at each station. You can also click on each station for a graph, so you can see when rush hour is and which sections of the line are busiest. It's based on average data from the last 5 days. Next is shop news. There's a new Capcom store in Yokohama in Mark Is Shopping Mall opening this summer. As well as a shop, there'll be an arcade with games and VR like Monster Hunter Archery. It'll have merch from Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, Resident Evil and more with exclusive items. You can make your own perfume at a new shop in Shibuya called YY Hands. You can blend 20 fragrances to make your own custom perfume or lip gloss. You choose a cute bottle that you can decorate and add charms. It's very kawaii. You do need a reservation. Details are on their Instagram. It seems like it's all about customization at the moment. There's a new shop in Ginza in Tokyo called Brother Joy Factory. It seems like it's quite a mishmash of experiences, so bear with me. There's a samurai experience where you dress up and learn swordsmanship with projection mapping. You get a video of yourself as a samurai and a t-shirt. You can also sing karaoke and take home a vinyl of the recording, which is great if you're good at singing. I would never want to hear myself singing karaoke. There's also Japanese calligraphy, which looks quite fun with this giant brush. You take home a card of your own calligraphy. There's a sewing studio where you can make a bag or pouch out of traditional Japanese fabric, and they also print t-shirts and other merch with your own designs. So it's quite a mixture. The entrance ticket includes the samurai experience for 8,800 yen, and the other experiences are extra. They're all about 4,000 or 5,000 yen. So it seems like you have to do the samurai experience, and then you can add on whatever else you want to do. You have to book in advance via Get Your Guide. They don't take bookings on the door. Finally, it's exhibitions, and I'll put the dates on the screen. There's an art exhibition in Tokyo called Edo in Focus of Japanese art from the British Museum in London. That also has a collab with Sumikko Gurashi. There's an immersive exhibition in Nagasaki from an artist who uses paper cutting and light to make artworks. If you like the look of that one, it will be touring. There's an exhibition called Soup as Life in Tokyo about how soup is such a simple food that provides nourishment and comfort. As you go around, you can collect soup recipes to cook at home. There's an immersive exhibition about ancient Egypt in Yokohama called Mystery of Tutankhamun. There's a railways exhibition in Nihonbashi Mitsukoshi department store with old timetables, models, the history of Ekiben, station bentos, and also an Ekiben festival from the 29th of July. And there's an anime exhibition in Tokyo about Mamoru Hosoda, who directed Wolf Children, Summer Wars, and The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. So that's it for Japan news this time. We've had a Sanrio hotel that you can't stay in, a vinyl record of yourself singing karaoke, a shrine for plushies, and private rooms on the Shinkansen. Remember to check out my shop on cakeswithfaces.co.uk, and I'll see you next week with more Japan videos every Thursday. Bye bye!